Shatter the flesh and reinforce the bone. Embrace his power, mesh his powers all my own. Be simple, thoughts and minor interchangeable.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome to Freddy Fazbear's Pizzeria. On stage, we have Freddy the Bear, Chicken the Chicken, and Bonnie the Bunny, here to perform just for you. So sit back and enjoy the music while you chow down on our award-winning extra cheese pizza. And if you're feeling up for a voyage, sail on over to Pirate Cove, where Foxy the Fox will be your best mate. By remaining in your seats at this time, you do hereby agree that Freddy's Pizzeria is not liable for any damage bodily or otherwise that may occur to your child during your stay. Enjoy at your own risk. Alright, so everyone put your hands together for Freddy and the Fazbear Band.
3 p.m. the children are flocking. They think my guitar lips are rocking. They all think I'm cute as a button. Bugs is pressed his prime. I'm the bunny now. It's 12 a.m. All the bus roam free. Stretch out my legs to prevent rusting. Hey, hey, Mike, what you think of my new mixtape? Why just slam the door in my face? And it goes, and it goes, and it goes, and it goes. I don't know what I am, a machine or a ghost. And it goes, and it goes, and it goes, and it goes. I don't know what I am, a machine or a ghost. Glassy eyes, sometimes red, sometimes white. Purple fur, purple guy, orange guitar, red bow tie, rosy cheeks, fuzzy feet, no eyebrows, no teeth, never eats, never sleeps, dreaming deep, what a creep. I learned to count on the bigger stage. I want the whole world to know my name. One day I'll ditch this band and go my own way. They'll have to put me in the Rock Hall of Fame. And it goes, and it goes, and it goes, and it goes. I don't know what I am, a machine or a ghost. And it goes, and it goes, and it goes, and it goes. I don't know what I am, a machine or a ghost. Glassy eyes, sometimes white, purple tie, rosy cheeks, fuzzy feet. Purple eyes, no teeth, never eats, never sleeps, dreaming deep, what a creep. Glassy eyes, sometimes white, purple fur, purple guy, orange guitar, red bow tie, rosy cheeks, fuzzy feet, no eyebrows, no teeth, never eats, never sleeps, dreaming deep, what a creep. Kitty!
I think I did, but I can't see where.
Kitty! How'd you like Bonnie? Does Bonnie frighten you, Kitty? Kitty's frightened of Bonnie.
Scott was as well.
Bonnie scares Kitty. Don't be scared of Bonnie. Bonnie won't hurt you. Bonnie Bonnie! Ah! 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 I'm scared of myself! Ah! No! Got anything to say to Bonnie the Bunny?
No.
Think want to ask about his cool guitar? It's out of tune, but yeah. Cool guitar. Ooh, foul sound. Oh, oof. Oh. Don't fall.
No.
Mangle was terrified of Bonnie.
No.
High five! Woo!
Terrified of camera.
Great cosplay work, guys! Woo!
I mean, I did the purple on the face.
I did everything else. Woo! The next one's gonna be so easy because I've already got everything sorted. Because I thought it was the next one before Bonnie, and then I realised, wait, after Toy Bonnie, it was supposed to be Bonnie because of this certain chapter that literally explains everything. But yeah. Cat likes to stare. I think he likes Bonnie. Do you like Bonnie? No, you're looking away from Bonnie. Don't look away from Bonnie. Look at Bonnie. Look at Bonnie. Look at him. Cute. Look at Bonnie. Hello. I think the cat's camera shy. Bite! I actually don't know the song. What a shock. What a real... Oh dear. Oh! Hi, cat. Hello, kitty. 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 Never, it's never. Woo!
Yeah, Daddy will kill you.
What am I fucking murder you? Oh, hey cat.
Boo.
Ah! Jesus. You hit Bonnie. No! Chapter 7. A Suitable Punishment. Bonnie's Perspective. We started looking for the shadows in Springtrap, and I had a hunch that most of the shadows probably got forced, bribed, threatened, or tortured into this. It was probably done by Nightmare Shadow Freddy. He has a knack for knowing how to intimidate and threaten people. He's always threatening people to make sure they do what he wants. And this is why other robots avoid him. I have to say, Nightmare Shadow Freddy disgraces all Freddys, but I guess you think he's supposed to be like that because he likes being a man-killing machine. But never mind, we all have different personalities. and we all have different perspectives on a different bot. We managed to find and round up Shadow Freddy and Shadow Bonnie, who were in Party Room 4 arguing about something. But something about Toy Bonnie changed when he saw his counterpart, and he literally dragged Shadow Bonnie out. This means Toy Bonnie has turned into his overprotective side. Shadow Bonnie is a spitting image of Toy Bonnie, except a couple of subtle differences. Like, Shadow Bonnie is all black, and Toy Bonnie has buck teeth, which makes him cuter and more lovable, whereas Shadow Bonnie has a full round of teeth. Shadow Bonnie also has white eyes to make sure we can see him in the shadows, because if he didn't, we would never be able to identify him. And of course, Toy Bonnie has round emerald green eyes. Shadow Bonnie is Toy Bonnie's proper soul that transferred into a shadow, and it's obvious he has disgraced Toy Bonnie. In the next room, Shadow Foxy was there munching pizza with Toy Chica, and then who should walk in but Nightmare Shadow Freddy, who at first was very shocked to see us fixed and working, and dragging the shadows around with him. His eyes glinted red. He was angry. But he wouldn't do anything. There's too much of us and only one of him. All I could see was his gold top hat and bow, his silver claws, and his flesh-piercing teeth, and a vague outline of his body. He grinned at me and said, "How's the guitar?" And then took an ounce of strength from Freddy's arm on my shoulder to stop me from hitting him and making him lose a couple of them teeth. Although, I think it was Toy Bonnie who needed restraining, as he growled and punched Nightmare Shadow Freddy in the tummy. Hard. It appeared as he coiled over, and Puppet Master shook his head at Toy Bonnie and dragged Nightmare Shadow Freddy out himself without struggle, and said to Toy Bonnie, "You've done well so far, don't spoil it, control your anger." Before Toy Bonnie could answer, though, guess who turned up? This makes the job so much easier and quicker. None other than Springtrap, looking tense. He was also just as surprised to see us with hostages and an unconscious Nightmare Shadow Freddy. He turned to leave, but apparently that was not supposed to happen in Toy Bonnie's book, and obviously just completely forgetting what Puppet Master said, Toy Bonnie just transformed big key and dropped Shadow Bonnie in a heap and flew at Springtrap. He did his jump scare scream and attacked Springtrap like a savage, biting and clawing and punching and kicking. Springtrap stumbled back, trying to claw Toy Bonnie off while shouting, "Get off, you dumb annoying bunny!" I dropped Shadow Foxy, who slithered back into the shadows, and tried to stop Toy Bonnie from causing him or Springtrap any permanent damage. Not all of those spring locks have been activated. I've already hurt too many people because of my cowardice, though I admired Toy Bonnie and was not surprised at his reaction on seeing our version of the devil. After a couple of minutes of me trying to separate the two bunnies who were thrashing and writhing, I finally gave up and wondered why no one else helped. Eventually, Toy Bonnie, small but strong, had wrestled Springtrap to the floor and stood up triumphant and satisfied with his ordeal that had left Springtrap with a broken arm and a couple of cursed words. Toy Bonnie high-fived Foxy, and I realised that no one helped because they wanted to see what had happened and who would have won and would have sprung to attention if Toy Bonnie was hurt. I was very impressed with Toy Bonnie myself, and it taught me never to underestimate anyone by size or personality. I so wanted to do what Toy Bonnie did and does, and it always surprises me somehow. I loved how he could be nice and enthusiastic and happy to help, but next thing you know he could be pointing a gun at your head, or in this instance, being a savage beast that hardly resembles a bunny. I have to say, it suits him just fine. It really shows me a pure example of being bipolar and being two-faced. Toy Bonnie looked at me and said, like nothing had happened, "Was that everyone?" I nodded and said, "Before we do anything, we need to check facts first, because I know for a fact that some of the shadows has not done anything bad intentionally. Right, Springtrap?" Springtrap grunted a response incapable of any words now that it was being caught again. You'll think that I would be used to this scenario by now. Yeah, Toy Bonnie replied, flopping a hand at me like he was only half listening. He turned on Shadow Bonnie. "I'm so ashamed of you. You were the only friend that didn't get control and was willing to help me when Toy Chica took control of this pizzeria. So, what gives?" Shadow Bonnie sighed and said, "I got threatened that if I didn't go through with it, they will break me. I mean, isn't it enough to be a shivering wreck? And then they come and say that, and then you attack me and pull me around." Toy Bonnie was beginning to look like Shadow Bonnie himself, but instead of shaking, he looked like he was vibrating with rage. Like he wanted to say something, but he was holding it back so he didn't kill anyone. He did not look shaky anymore, but he can change emotions quickly because he's bipolar, and when he's mad, a dark aura cloud seems to smother him. He even looked like he wanted to sing, which is very unusual for him, and his nice side that was always winking and joking was replaced by a bitter, trembling face. He didn't look cute, and his face reminded me of the look he gave when I took his arms and face to replace mine. The face he made when I attacked him and he tried to fight me off. The face when we got fixed and the natural spat on his face towards me. After a week we started talking, and from then on we were friends, and sometimes we were inseparable. Right now, I can imagine Toy Bonnie singing Survive the Night to Springtrap because chances of Springtrap getting away unscathed didn't look probable. I got the impression that if anyone in this room, including me or my friends, did or said anything wrong that Toy Bonnie didn't like, then Toy Bonnie would have made it known. Shadow Foxy spoke up from the shadows. The same thing happened to me and Shadow Chica, and we're sorry, we just got forced into it, she explained. Now it was time to listen to Springtrap and Nightmare Shadow Freddy's excuses. Suddenly, Toy Freddy walked in and Toy Bonnie leaped at him with his jump scare screaming and screamed, "Get out!" And Toy Freddy jumped several spaces back, surprised at his best friend's temper, which also must be surprising to him as much as me. Freddy went up to Toy Freddy and whispered in his ear. He was still very surprised at his friend, but he nodded at Freddy and he edged around Toy Bonnie, using the wall before getting to the corridor and fast walking away outside. There were a couple of moments of silence, but everyone regained control and tried not to laugh at Toy Bonnie's face and Toy Freddy's baffled exit. Even angry, he can still be funny, even if he doesn't seem to be. Finally, Golden Freddy spoke. "Well, what do we do with the shadows?" he asked. "I don't know what you want to do with the shadows, but I'll decide Springtrap's fate," I commanded, and everyone seemed to agree. Even Springtrap seemed to nod in agreement. Foxy cleared his throat and inclined his head to the direction of Shadow Foxy's eyes were glowing to give us the indication that he would be the chooser of Shadow Foxy's fate. I wonder what Foxy would think as a suitable punishment, but because Foxy knows everything about everyone, and will know what really affects a certain animatronic if given the right information. It appears that Foxy had to do some thinking, but finally he opened his mouth after a deep exhale and said in his pirate drawl, "I'm sorry, lad, but I'm pressured here, and it's the only rational thing I can think of. Also, if you think about it hard enough, it's not that big of a punishment, and it's not that bad, that one I was going to make you endure." Toy Bunny made a dissatisfied sound and clenched his fists. Foxy looked at Toy Bunny and smiled. "Don't you worry, lad. You'll love to hear it, and me be giving you permission to tell the crew, but you must be cautious and say you heard it from his own mouth, not mine, or people will never trust me ever again." Foxy then addressed the whole room. "I'll be telling you all the most concealed secret." Shadow Foxy made a whimpering sound and his eyes narrowed. "Sorry, lad, I don't want to say, but all actions come with the consequences. Here's a romantic thing for Shadow Chica." "That's it?" Toy Bunny complained after a brief pause. "That's not even a terrible secret." "Maybe so, lad, but it was his private information. It definitely would have been hard for him to listen to, especially as he trusted me to keep it secret. He will also feel embarrassed because Shadow Chica is present in the room," Foxy finished. "Fine. Okay. You do realise that we'll be around in the pizzeria in no less than a couple of hours?" Toy Bunny grinned menacingly at Shadow Freddy. He met his gaze and dropped his head back down again. I turned to see Shadow Chica's reactions. She looked shocked, but still went over to Shadow Foxy and hugged him. When the hug stopped, he looked at her doubtfully, but she smiled, and he looked relieved. I stared at the silent embrace, and smiled myself. Foxy spoke quietly, so only I could hear. "Who knows? I might have solved a problem." He then spoke louder. "Toy Bunny, did you want to punish Shadow Bunny?" Foxy asked. "No, I don't." Toy Bunny replied, teeth gritted. "Bunny, you do it." "Okay," I said, surprised, and realised everyone was looking the same. Even Shadow Bunny looked a bit taken aback by his decision that he didn't want to give a punishment, especially when he'd heard Shadow Bunny here. And I thought the only reason he was here was to punish someone. Then it dawned on me. Shadow Bunny and Toy Bunny are best friends, and better yet, they are each other. They even share the same memories and experiences, the same dreams, because they are of one another. They even get into mischief together, and I think that despite today, they are still going to be on a level of friendship, and although it might be a bit awkward at first, but with the right words, they'll be the best of friends again. I saw the glance at Toy Bunny and realised he had hardly taken his eyes off Nightmare Shadow Freddy, and I made the immediate decision that because he made his soul turn loco, Nightmare Shadow Freddy is his. I continued looking at Toy Bunny while I spoke to Freddy. "Freddy, who do you plan on punishing?" He replied, "Nightmare Shadow Freddy. Can you leave him for Toy Bunny to make sure Toy Bunny has a say and has a suitable go at punishing someone, and then you get both Shadow Bunny and you can have Shadow Freddy too? I bet you're wondering what Toy Bunny is thinking of a punishment. I know you way too much." Freddy laughed. "You do know me way too much. It's kind of scary. Of course Toy Bunny can have Nightmare Shadow Freddy. It'll be very interesting what the barn has in store for him." Toy Bunny smiled menacingly at his victim, and it sent shivers down my spine. Never mind Nightmare Shadow Freddy, who was starting to look uneasy beneath Toy Bunny's glare. Toy Bunny can really change, and right now he looks like a psychoactive serial killer, not a mischief-making, cute, ecstatic blue bunny who can sing and dance and is very sarcastic. This was a sighting concealed, and to be honest, I preferred it to be that way. Freddy stepped towards the outline of Shadow Bunny, who was shivering and looking pleadingly at Toy Bunny, whose eyes were still fixed on his prey. Freddy made a thinking sound and said, "Well, I don't want to do this because I don't really know you well enough, but it's all I can think of as a punishment, so I'll just say it. I'm confiscating the guitar for a couple of weeks, maybe even a month. Toy Bunny made a sound that sounded like a surprised gasp and looked pained, but then realised it wasn't him getting told off and started sniggering. Shut up, Toy Bunny muttered, elbowing Toy Bunny as Freddy picked up the black guitar, which was the same shape as mine and Toy Bunny's, and gave it to Puppet Master to lock away. Freddy spoke again, and this time he was addressing Shadow Freddy. As for you, well, you haven't spoken, but I'm guessing you were involved in some way. Your punishment is you can't sing for a week. Microphone, please. Silent as always, Shadow Freddy handed Freddy his phone and then slipped silently out of sight. Next, it appears, was Chica, who didn't hesitate for a second. You will be confined in the supply closet and you will be alone. No one will speak to you, and if you want food, it will be brought to you in silence. You're in there for 3 days. Wow, I said, that's quite harsh. That's the sort of punishments they need to learn their lesson, Golden Freddy replied with a strange smirk on his face. His eyebrows were raised and he looked like he was going to laugh any second. Before I could come up with a punishment, I suddenly twigged something. Hold up, I'm confused, I confessed. You know Springtrap's rules? Well, now we are punishing them, but then in return don't we get punishments because we're hitting them? And it'll just be reoccurring like a circle. Well, I don't feel ashamed or guilty breaking you because we knew you were going to get fixed. Nightmare Sheriff lied. What are you on about? I asked. Springtrap spoke up. My rules only apply when someone feels guilty or ashamed for their crime. Hence why I'm not ashamed, said Nightmare Sheriff Freddy. Your vote does not count, Toy Bunny hissed. Golden Freddy explained. Also, his rules only apply when you hurt more than one animatronic in any way, so Bonnie's right. It goes in a big circle and puts the whole pizzeria at risk. Golden Freddy glared at his brother. Do you have any remorse? Are you actually this bitter? Have you got anything to say? Yeah, actually, I do know you're finally listening to me. Listen, everyone makes mistakes. I've had more than my share, but it's okay because I'm going to repair it. They say there are no retakes, but I just don't agree. This show is of my own making. I've had a change of heart. I know I can make it better than it ever was. I know there's things to change. The path that I could choose is lose, and I must find a new one. My fate's unlike you've written, but I will take the warning and choose a way that's less destructive. And I know I look bad, but I've only seen one path. Can't you see I am free to choose my destiny and be the way I want to be? A second chance, you just need to believe. He finished his grand speech with unnecessary hand gestures. None of us was impressed because he basically copied the speech from his song Epoch. Toy Bunny, of course, started clapping sarcastically and said, of course in a sarcastic tone, Gee, you should make that into a song. Puppet Master spoke up. Toy Bunny is right. If you read in between the lines of what the song implies, your sob story has no effect and you will still get a consequence. You've already pulled that I've had a terrible life card. Yeah, you've had a lot of what you call second chances, stated Golden Freddy, whose face was unrecognisable. Springtrap looked at Puppet Master and Golden with pleading eyes. Look, guys, we're friends. We used to get into mischief with each other, and we have some good memories. Remember that time when we had to make Toy Chica cupcakes and we got split into groups, and we were in a group, and you let me make the cake because I said I had a good idea? Then I brought chemicals in the lighter, and you guys thought I was joking until I put the nitrogen in the batter and lit my match, and you both warned me that was a bad idea, but I ignored, and then it did explode, and you laughed, and then I got angry. But I laughed too, because at that point, I was used to it, and my face got burnt. See, that's just one good memory. Puppet Master snickered at the memory, then regained his posture and sternly. What about the bad memories? To me, that memory just shows me how much he loves fire and explosions, and I bet most of the good memories are the same or very similar. Freddy shook his head. Springtrap ignored Toy Bunny. Yes, we have good memories and bad. Springtrap hesitated. Maybe so. But once again, you've stabbed us in the back. It's like you've never learned, Golden Freddy complained. Sometimes your plans go way too far. It's like you never learn to stop. You get too way ahead of yourself. You even hesitated to let the shadows release me. You was even prepared to hurt me, your brother, and your best friend to get what you want. Enough speaking. Let Bonnie pick a punishment for you. Right. I cleared my throat. Here we go, you have a choice. You can either be locked into your cell again for a month, or you can stay free, but you have to help Puppet Master and Golden Freddy fix Mangle every time she breaks for a month. Who knows, that could regain your friendship, and you could gain new memories. You're so lucky for getting a choice. If it was up to me, then you'd be doing both of them for a longer period of time, Toy Bunny stated. Especially after what you put Bonnie through. I think you should thank him for his opportunity to regain yourself. Who the fuck do you think you are bossing me around, Toy Bunny? And how do you expect me to pick? They're both as bad as each other. I mean, a month? Mangle falls apart every bloody day, Springtrap complained. Don't you dare take it out on Toy Bunny, Puppet Master said. Fine. I'll help put Mangle back together for a month. Is that good enough for you, Toy Bunny? I said. It is for me. Not truly satisfying, but I want Mangle to be fixed so it worked. At least to be with the friends he wants, because Nightmare won't. Toy Bunny pointed to Nightmare Shadow Freddy, who was still awaiting his punishment. Tell us what you got planned for him, Foxy demanded. Fine. He gets supervised by anyone willing to take him, although everything he does will be monitored, and he will not be able to communicate with anyone for a week. Anyone want him? Nightmare Freddy will have him, Puppet said with a finality that closed the problem. I agree. I guess that's it now, guys. You can go back to whatever you were going to do. Oh, and we sorted the situation. Shall it not spread? And guys, watch yourselves. Colin Freddy muttered to the last bit to anyone who was in the 2-yard radius. Don't worry. We will, I thought.